Welcome everyone. Afternoon. Who's ready for a Grand Prix? Looks like it's a tough afternoon ahead for the guys on track. Looks like the wind's picking up and a few of them are locked up on the outlap round to the grids. So, but we're going to ask a little setup ready for you guys. Track map, standings. So, yeah, should be a good one. Hey, Dave, how's it going, buddy? Good afternoon. So yeah, what's everyone's predictions for today? Yeah, me too, man. Me too. I think it's an interesting grid, isn't it? It's a very interesting grid. Let me know if if my voice is a little bit too loud, buddy. As well, I'll move the mic. I'll adjust the mic settings. Normally don't have it this close to my mouth. But what a qualifying yesterday. Unbelievable. Let me it's a shame that's coming up white. Let's move it here. I want to see if the chat works. Oh, there we go. All right. Let me increase the settings here, make it a little bit larger. But yeah, so we've got a nice track map here. We've got our F1 live timings. So it'll tell us intervals, sectors. Of course, you guys will be watching it live as well. I wish I could show it live, but copyright and all. Well, the Alpines are starting on the softs. Are they starting on the softs? I tell you what, I think the Alpines are going to throw up a bit of a... They're either going to go on a charge, or they're going to be a bit of a roadblock for the guys behind. And they're going to just end up allowing the Ferraris and George to just run away with it. This is a much better grip walk in it already from Martin. What's your predictions? Where's Max going to finish? I think Max will get top 5. Oh, you're predicted a first lap crash, are you? Think Max will get podium? Possibly, possibly. He's definitely got the car. The thing is, they've got such straight line speed. So the main overtaking opportunity around this track is into the first corner, isn't it? So if he's tight to someone, or even if he's like half a second, 6 tenths. I just got a feeling that George will be, even if he's got the pace to stay in front of the Ferraris, I just think he'll be outdone on strategy because he hasn't got Hamilton there. And I know I'm saying that Ferrari are going to outdo Mercedes on strategy, but when you've got 2 against 1, they'll get at least one of their cars right. So, but then again, it is Ferrari. Does it not seem like this is a bit of a very relaxed grid walk? Doesn't seem as busy, does it? Seems quite calm. No, that's the thing. This is the first time George has been at the front of the grid for F1. And it's the first time he's been at the front of any race, because he's been in F1 for 4 years now, since F2. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting how he holds up to the pressure. I have faith, though. I have faith. I'd love to see it. I'm a big fan of George Russell. And it'd be great to have... It would be great for Mercedes to actually show some proper pace on the Sunday. Like, we've seen it, but they've always been chasing. But from the front now, have they got the actual pace? And can we have, going into the summer break, come back and have a proper three-way fight for races, like a three-team battle? I think they're too far behind unless something drastically happens with the Red Bulls and the Ferraris. I think they're too far behind to challenge for a title. But then again, George Russell isn't too far behind, is he? He's not too far behind. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's cold, and the wind's picking up. That's the Mercedes issue, is getting the tyres up to temperature. But track position's key here. So if George can hold on to... If he can get temperature into those tyres in the first couple of laps before DRS hits, might be all right. But look at those clouds. They're grey. I reckon there'll be rain this race. Hungary's never a quiet one. Hungary's always interesting. But I see... did you guys see? So Gasly, as it shows here on the timing, Gasly has had to start from the pits because he's taken an engine, a new engine. Apparently, so has Max and so has Sergio. So has Perez. But they're still within their allocation, so they haven't taken any grid penalties. But they've got new engines, so yeah, I expect them to probably breeze through the pack. But it depends how far the guys ahead get away from them. And you know Lewis isn't going to make it easy in P7, and he's got a strong car this week. Hope it rains. Part of me does and doesn't. Part of me wants it to rain for the drama, and then part of me doesn't want it to rain because I think that'd be the worst case scenario for George, because they just can't heat up their tyres quick enough. And they really struggled in practice 3, didn't they? When it was in the rain, because they just couldn't get the wet tyres or the intermediates up to temperature. %20 chance. I mean, those clouds, that looks worse than 20% chance. If I looked at those clouds in the UK, I'd be like, oh, that's going to rain. Love Otmar. On another side note, who do you think is going to get the Aston Martin seat? I think I know already. Think I know already, but interested to hear. Right, I reckon, because no one's replying. Think they go have experience? I agree. I think here's what's going to happen. I think Daniel Ricciardo is going to go to Aston Martin. And then I think, because McLaren for a while have been wanting an American driver. They've wanted an American driver for a little while. Either Pato O'Ward or is it Colton Herta? Colton? It'll be one of those two. Because you think there's three... Zach Brown's American. He's got an Indy team. An IndyCar team. And there's 3 races now in America. And it's F1's massive in America. And F1 needs... I mean, well, commercially, they will want an American F1 driver. So, it just makes sense. Danny Rick to Indy? No, I think he'll still stay in F1. I think he'll stay in F1. I think he'll give... I think this next team is his last chance, though. It just hasn't worked for him at McLaren. I don't know why. He's had real issues with the car. Is it the brakes? He's always been one of the best on the brakes, and it just... Has the McLaren never been that? I don't know. He clearly doesn't have the strength. Yeah, well, this is the thing, Steve, isn't it? There's so many good drivers about now. Like, you look at F2, and there's some real proper drivers. Like, I personally, I know a lot of people are a big fan of Tsunoda, but I don't think Tsunoda's really proven himself in that AlphaTauri. I think he's like... you look at, like, how Gasly was treated at Red Bull, and you look at how, like, Albon was treated at Red Bull. I know AlphaTauri is different, but I don't think he's proved himself. He's crashed more often than not. And you look at the guys who are ready to step up in his place, like in the Red Bull Junior program. Yeah, that's the thing. But oh no, then again though, yeah. When's the Honda deal ending? 2026, isn't that? That's when Porsche are coming in. Yeah, same, David. There's definitely a monetary thing to it. It's definitely a sponsorship thing. But there's some real good F2 drivers. And Piastri, I mean, how's Piastri not got a drive? Like, is Alonso... Alonso hasn't ruled out moving to Aston Martin, is he? I don't think he's signed an extra year, is he? He's still got... I think I don't see Piastri stepping up into Alpine. He'll go elsewhere. Latifi's going to go, isn't he? Latifi's going to go at the end of the year, for sure. Because they don't need his money anymore. They're backed by a big American firm, aren't they? So Latifi's going to go. So maybe Piastri goes to Williams. But I'd hate to see Piastri go to Williams because, I don't know, the way they're going, they just don't seem to be moving their way up the grid anytime soon. And a driver who, of his quality, deserves to be in at least a mid-pack team. Somewhere where he can maybe every now and then fight for a podium. There needs to be more teams in F1, man. There's just not enough. There's not enough grid spaces. What? What? You're on main event, that's why. Go down. Click down. Go TV guide. Go to TV guide. No. So go back. Go down. Down. Go to TV guide. That's it. Click that. Go to the right. Sports. Go down. Down. Keep going. That one. It's because it was main event. It was on the main event channel, and then they've changed it to a different show, like football or something. So yeah, go ahead, you're right. Good. I think you're like up to date with me now as well. Roughly, maybe a little bit behind. I don't know, 15 minutes. Sorry, where was we? We was talking about positions, weren't we? Or places on the grid. Teams. There's not enough teams. Hey, Piccolo. Greetings from the other side of the world. We've gone worldwide. Yes. Well, the thing is, they're making it very difficult, aren't they, for Andretti to join the team, join F1. So at the moment, the prize money is split between 10 teams. Now, any team that joins has to front up the money that would be lost in that share. So I think it's like 250 million, something like that. It's upwards of 200 million. I don't know why, 220s in my head. But they have to front up 250. There we go. Yeah, it's the money that they have to front up that any team would kind of potentially lose or whatever from that prize fund. So there's a big joining fee for any team, and then there's loads of extra regular, and then the teams have to sign off on it as well. So it's not just that, they have to sign off on it. It's ridiculous. Like it's a closed shop, isn't it? It's a closed shop, and at the end of the day, like, we want more talent on the grid. We want more cars on the grid. There's definitely space for at least 2 more teams. I think there should be 24 cars on the grid minimum. And we've got so much talent coming through now. It's a real shame that it is so money orientated. So money orientated. But at least the cost caps come in. And that's made things a little bit more interesting. So oh, they have a lot of contracts in 22, do they? Okay, fair enough. Yeah, there could be. I don't feel that there'll be as much of a merry-go-round again this year. Everyone was waiting to see. Everyone wanted to nicely position themselves for this year. Mr. Van Gene, I am indeed, mate. I'm testing the waters. Yeah, no, we don't want to cater a Momana situation again, but the likes of Andretti, he's got money. He's a household name. He has got a lot of money behind him, and the cost cap will make things a little bit more manageable, I believe, for a new team to come in. Whereas before it was Mercedes, Ferrari, like the big boys, they could throw as much money as they wanted it at. And independent teams, the smaller teams, were never going to be able to compete that much with them. It was just like a losing situation, lose-lose situation. So well, that's it, isn't it, Piccolo? Yeah, they've got a lot of they've almost got too much sway, too much say. But I get there's commercial interest in it, but it's massive now, isn't it, in America? Hence why we've got 3 races there next year. So, and I think we've got the largest abundance of talent in the lower formulas than we've ever had. Like, you look at F2 and there's so many good drivers in there that are probably deserving of an F1 seat, at least a go, compared to some of the other drivers. Stroll, Latifi. But F1 needs a new manufacturer, not a new team. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm a little bit disappointed that Porsche are joining. They're not bringing their own team into F1. Like, it's a bit disappointing that they're coming in as a partnership with Red Bull. So, really? Like, it'd be good to see some of the other teams. I mean, or if Porsche are going to come in, or Audi or whatever, like, bring your own team. Don't go into partnership with, say, Mercedes or Red Bull or whatever. That's a bit of a cop out, isn't it? Really. puts all teams even. Ship one with a value of 250 million. Why would they get rid of that for setback markers? Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, everything comes down to money again, doesn't it? That's the thing. All comes down to them not wanting to lose the pounds. Everyone wants to be at the top. But for us fans, we want, for the drama, we want to see more teams fighting. It's just like football, isn't it? English football, that is. Like, we want to see... We don't want to see this... Like, I like to think of it as, say, like the Spanish league or the German league. Or the German league, as an example, when Bayern Munich won the league for God knows how many years in a row. Like, that's boring. Like, you want challenges. Like, you want more teams to fight for it, because it makes it that much more spicy and it makes it that much more rewarding when the team that you do support or that they win. So yeah, right, not long. What we got? 10 minutes, Jesus. Alex, yeah, you should definitely do it, mate. Definitely. Got a nice little following on Twitter as well that you can post it to. This track map's pretty good as well, because that's the thing with the TV direction. We don't normally see like the guys behind if there's any close fights or whatever. So with these timings and the track map as well, it's good to see who's close and who to keep an eye on. Rain imminent. Things are going to get spicy. Yeah, I think the track map's good as well. I also thought, because people want to watch this back, I might trim this down as well. Like during the week as like a reaction video. Like to the highlights, basically. And then the track map's good to see where... obviously they are at that certain time, because there's limited footage you can use back without getting copyright. Because I'd like to have the commentary in the background rather than like the little background music, but unfortunately that just even gets flagged up for copyright, which is a shame. So Sky F1 for you, eh? So, David, it's better on the performance. Graphics are still quite poor, really, like the draw distance and the blurriness. But overall, it runs smoother. I can, of course, I want to record, so I have to kind of find that I do have to sacrifice some graphics. So I'm running everything in low settings. Oh, what's George saying? Oh, so they reckon in 5 minutes' time there's going to be rain, and it's going to be 10 minutes of intense rain, and then that's it. Or what are they doing? They're saying spit and narrow. Are they going to put inters on? Or are they going to put wets on? Yeah, they're putting the wets on. Or wets or inters. That's not good for George. That's not good for George. Yes, so sorry, going back to F1 22. Yeah, so I ran everything on the VR low settings on the preset, and it was smooth. I was getting 60 frames per second without recording. So Yeah, I think it is better. It is better. There's a little bit of like stuttering when you move from left to right. But it's as good as it's going to be for the time being. But they really need to improve the draw distance. Like when you play F1 22 and then you go to iRacing in VR, iRacing is just so clear and sharp. It's worlds apart. Like it actually takes you aback. You're like, oh my god, I feel like I've just had laser eye surgery when you go back to iRacing. But I've got a 2080, David. 2080. I said in my video recently, but I'm seeing a pattern in the comments from people and in the forums that anyone who has a 30 series card isn't really having any issues with VR now. It's more of it's anyone with 20 series cards or 10 series cards, which is a shame, and I don't really get it because like there should be more than enough to run VR in, which just shows me that the optimization is quite poor. But it is better. I feel like you can enjoy it now. Hopefully I don't come across any more. Hopefully, the AI bugs. I just got to deal with those now. I don't think it is time to upgrade, David. That's the thing. I don't think it is. It's just poorly optimized. You shouldn't upgrade your graphics card just for F1 22. So it's the same game engine as it was for 21 and 2020. So all the other sims are racing are absolutely fine in VR. Just F1. So they'll improve it. They'll improve the optimization over time. But I'd say it's worth probably purchasing now, just don't expect too much in regards to graphics. Toto will be on the phone for a delayed start. No, Mikey, no. Except it's not Mikey now, is it? Who said 20% chance of rain earlier? What are you going on about? Is that you, David? 20% chance of rain? I told you it was going to rain. Living in the UK, you know when those clouds are going to rain. You know what rain clouds look like. Are we going to have another round of bowling? 10-pin bowling again, yeah, guys? Into the first corner. I'm happy, and I'm also sad that it's a rain start. I'd much rather it had been raining during the race, I think. So just think George is just going to be a sitting duck, and Lewis, both of them are going to be sitting ducks at the start of the race. Because they cannot get those tyres up to temperature. No, you want everyone to get round clean. Fastest in FP3, Nicholas Latifi, starting 19th. Oh, God, what was that all about? Right, quickly grab a drink. It's while they're gridding up. Let's go. What? 23 kit. Hopefully this track map updates itself as well. Oh my God, how dark does it look? Okay, so they've gone back to slicks. They've gone back to slicks. So no one has risked starting on inters. Because I reckon it's going to go to 4 wets very quickly. So Ferrari started on the mediums. I reckon this is a good choice by Mercedes here. I reckon they've gone, look, we're going to get probably 4 laps. I reckon they think they're going to get 4 or 5 laps of dry racing. Go as quick as they can on the quickest tyre, which is the soft. And then it's very quickly going to go to wets. So I think the Mercedes are gambling here on the rain really coming down. Right, come on. Is this track map going to work? Okay, so track map will update in a second. I'm so excited. Okay, so they haven't put Lewis on They haven't put Lewis on softs. What? Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, come on, George, slow it down. Why is the track map not updated yet? Maybe it updates when they're on the grid. Maybe it only happens when they start the race. I tell you what, the Alpines, they're going to be the sneaky ones this race. And Lando, I think Lando's gone proper under the radar. No one's talking about him. He's good in the rain, if it rains, which it probably will do. And he wasn't that far back, was he? Here we go, track maps up. Here we go. Oh no, my stream's a little bit behind. I'm looking at the track map. Russell's still ahead. Is he still ahead? No, my stream's a little bit behind. Great launch from George. No, it's so tight around that first corner. So Lewis has had a great start. Mate, did Lewis jump both the Alpines? Oh, Whoa, say, is it safety car? Safety car. Or not? I might have to reload my stream. It's too far behind the track map. So Hamilton's up to 5th. Verstappen and Perez are up. Oh, that's why they slowed down on the track map. Virtual. Whoa, look at the gap Russell has pulled out on Sainz. Yeah, I'm going to have to reload my... This is the problem about streaming the race. I've got Now TV, and it's always just a little bit behind, unfortunately. Let's reload it. But Russell on those soft tyres, did Sainz have a little wobble or something? Or did he gain that little bit more when the VRS came out, or the virtual safety car came out? Wonder if he's done that. Clean start from everyone though, mostly, apart from a little debris there from the Williams. Shit now. Mate, what a launch by Max. So how is Max ahead of Sergio? Because Sergio just went round the outside. Alonso already on the radio. Ooh, that's where the Seb had a tank slap bar. Mate, Leclerc is... Come on, George. Sorry, this is a George love-in today, guys. Hey, Rev. Yes, he did. So him and Sergio changed the PU, but it was within their allowance, so they didn't lose any grid positions, whereas Gasly had to start from the back. So, yeah, because Max had power issues yesterday. That was why he was so slow. So, the thing is now is how long are these softs going to last? Are they hoping for the rain? Or are they banking on the two-stop? Because the softs is a two-stop for definite. Who said it earlier? Someone said earlier the F2, the graining in the F2 race was quite high. Right, so let's see. Can Max get past? Can Max get past Alonso? No. The Alpine's quick in a straight line. Alonso's a wily old fox around here as well, isn't he? Remember him and Hamilton last year? Sainz closing the gap. 23.3 last lap. 23.7 for Russell. Starting to pull a gap, those three, to Norris. Hamilton needs to get past Norris to help out George. For this race to pan out the way they want, Mercedes, they need Hamilton in that fight for strategy. And also to build a gap from the Red Bulls, because I think those Red Bulls will get past the Alpines eventually. I tell you what, it's really good watching this, like the sector times here. I've never done this before. This is the first time I've done, obviously, this watch along. So thanks everyone who's dropping by. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't as well. I don't think I've got my... I've got my alert box on, so... So there's a bit of a train forming behind Magnussen, isn't there? Oh, Max has got past. See that was essential for Max. Are we gonna get Lewis versus Max again? It's been a while, boys and girls. It's been a while. Currently on lap 5. Lap 5. So there was a virtual safety car after the end of lap 1. Alex Albon got tagged by Vettel, just having a tank slapper. So a bit of debris cleared up. You can see him on the track map. He's a little bit behind everyone at the moment because he had to pit for a front wing. He's on the softs though, isn't he? So the Alpines are on the medium and they're on the softs, the Red Bulls. So interesting. I tell you what, strategy is really going to come into it today. Yeah, bad in it, Albert. So at the moment we have Russell leading, Sainz second, Leclerc third, Norris fourth, Hamilton fifth, Ocon sixth, Verstappen 7th, Alonso 8th, and Perez 9th. And then Magnussen is 10th. So Russell's got just under a 2-second lead, but he's on the soft tyre. I think, I haven't heard anything about rain. Are they still predicting rain coming in? But there's a varying strategies coming up here. A couple of them I think are going to go 2-stop, some of them 1-stop. I don't think the hard tyre... Is the hard tyre going to be worth it around here? Albon had to pit for a front wing change. He got tagged by Vettel. He had a tank slapper into T2. There's a few guys that locked up and he caught him, so... Oh, Verstappen, purple first sector. Drop for the next half an hour. Ooh, have they... Okay, so it'd be interesting to see after the race here. Such an easy pass that was for Max on it. Red Bull, new power unit. No chance. This press cam around the outside. Oh, what an overtake. Soft tyres doing their job. Oh, where's Magnussen? Why is Magnussen... I've just looked at the track map. Why is Magnussen... Yeah, Magnussen is out. Why is he at the back? What did I miss? When did that happen? That's interesting, though. Look at that, guys. So, Max Verstappen, he has just done a 1:24.079. He's on the soft tyre. George, last lap, 1:24.069. So, George is actually lapping the same pace as Max. Interesting. Very interesting. That Mercedes has got pace. Lewis just seems to be sitting comfortably behind Norris. He's looking after his tyres. I wonder if he's been told by by Bono, your pace is good. the gap is okay. Because he's not... He's in that gap where he's like not going for it. But he's got Verstappen on his arse now. But then again, his race, is it against Verstappen? With Verstappen probably doing a 2-stop? Still haven't seen what happened to Magnussen. He was fighting it out with Ricciardo, wasn't he? So I wonder if they've had a coming together. Yeah, it's not. It's you can pretty much set the car up for like maximum downforce. There's only really one. I mean, there's 2 overtaking opportunities, but you really need to be close at a T1 to get an opportunity into T2. You look. I tell you what. You look at the top 6. There's not a lot in their lap times. The slowest out of them at the moment is Norris. Hamilton needs to get past him, I think. He's got Verstappen coming up his arse. He needs to get the hurry on, doesn't he? He got... Did Magnussen get orange and black flagged? He must have had contact with Ricciardo then. Front wing damage, I reckon. For him to come back out, he's definitely pitted and he's probably had a front wing change, but we still haven't seen it. .23.7 last lap for George. Mate, George is quickest on track at the moment. Well, George isn't showing that. George is not struggling with the front end whatsoever by the looks of things, Bono. He's not, is he, Fishing? Hamilton is sitting pretty behind Norris. I think he's playing the long game here. I reckon if Max gets past him, he won't be too fussed because he's on the soft tyre. Like, it's not his fight right now. Like, 60 laps left remaining, isn't there? So... Madison had damage. Fair, he had a bit damage to the front wing before that. Okay. Okay, Lewis is on Lando now. So he's been told Verstappen's coming up behind him. He's like, I don't want no part of that. So Russell's still got this lead over Sainz and Leclerc, but they're sitting pretty at the moment. They're on medium tyres, so they're going longer. They don't mind that gap staying as it is. You got Norris, Hamilton, Verstappen. Oh, Verstappen looks like he's getting up real close behind him. Interesting. Just looking at track maps. So my track map's still ahead of TV coverage that I've got. There's a real, like, Mick Schumacher train, isn't there? With Bottas, Stroll, Vettel behind, Zhu and Gasly. Russell, Sainz and Leclerc in a bit of a world of their own at the moment, but Norris is definitely holding these guys up. Max is an eager beaver. Yeah, he might be blocking for George. The thing is, he's definitely... He's got the hurry on there. He wants to get past Norris. He's got the pace. But obviously, history tells us with Max and Lewis would rather not have Max on his arse. Yeah, Vettel's retiring. It's the big news this weekend, Fishing. He's announced his retirement. It's probably the right time. I don't see him ever going to another team. he hasn't been performing well for the last couple of years. It's the right time for him, I think. But it's going to start. That means there's a spare seat in F1 now. So I think there's going to be a little bit of a merry-go-round again of driver changes. He won't do a Kimi, no. Kimi was a once-off. Well, we was talking about this earlier. I think Daniel Ricciardo is probably favourite to step into the Aston Martin. Oh, Hamilton's got the spot. Just seen that on TV. And Verstappen went through as well. Okay, so. First time in a while we have got Max and Lewis in similar pace cars. Who's ready for the fireworks, guys? Although Max this time around knows he isn't fighting Lewis for the championship, so there's that element to it as well. He's a different guy this year, Max. Yeah, I'm kind of going in between. So I haven't got I've got Sky F1 on, but I'm running it through like a streaming service that I've got that I pay for, and it's always slightly delayed than what a direct footage will be on a box. The missus is up there watching it as well. She didn't want to come on camera, so I said if she came on camera, I'd probably get an extra 100 viewers. I've got 4 weeks until the next race to convince her, so. Say what? Just 100. Just 100, she says. Well, Max is on the soft, so how long are the softs going to last? That's the question now. Looking at the track map, Sainz, so it's 2 seconds between Sainz and Russell now. So Russell's tyres are probably starting to fall off. 24.1, 24, Leclerc did a 24.0. Sainz and Leclerc are just sitting pretty. They're like, yeah, you can sit out there, you can tear your softs up. Oh, Max. Comes on the radio, he's always effing and blind, isn't he? Race fans last year. I know. Well, you know, I did think about bringing her on, but she said no. Well, I think, Marlin, the plan... Max and Perez, I understand, because they were starting in the middle of the pack. They needed to get that traction off the start and make headway as quick as they can, which they've done. George obviously wanted to be into T1 first and get track position, because track position is king round here. But I think there was also a hint of hope that Carlos is moving quicker. Yeah, so you can see the track map. Sainz is really starting to close up now. One nearly within DRS zone of Russell. Strategy. I love it when strategy comes into play. Love it. Oh, 125 last lap for Russell. That is 6 tenths Sainz has made up there. He was 8 tenths off of Hamilton. Oh, 4 tenths. Sorry, 4 tenths. So, yeah, those softs are starting to go. Although Max is doing all right, but then again, he's in DRS. Max is in DRS, so. Here we go. Yeah, you can see it. I reckon they'll pit George just before they catch him. But then again, they've got to find a gap. Like, you look at the track map at the moment, there is a gap behind Alonso to Ricciardo or Mick Schumacher. So I don't know how many seconds is he to Mick Schumacher. 30 seconds to Mick Schumacher, 29 to Ricciardo. What's the loss of time in the pits? Is it 23 seconds? It's quite short, isn't it? It's quite short. So there is a gap there for Russell to come in and come out in front of Ricciardo. So I think Oh, Norris is boxing already. Was he on the softs or was he on the mediums? He was on the mediums. Sorry, yeah, going back to the softs, we were saying, I think they started on Russell on the softs as well, because I think they thought there might have been rain coming in. Yeah, over 250 people. Welcome, everyone. Glad you're enjoying it. Please hit that like button and subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm going to be doing these, a lot more of these moving forwards. And yeah, I'm hoping to do the 100% race tonight as well on iRacing around this very track. Because I haven't had a chance to do F1 here this week on iRacing. What lap are we on, Jesse? So we're on lap 16 now. We're on lap 16. TV coverage that I'm watching is a little bit behind the track map. But it's interesting flicking between the two and seeing the strategies unfold and seeing the timings and that. I've never watched F1 this way with all this data. It's really interesting. Because the TV direction, you see more of the race unfold. The TV direction, of course, they can only focus on so much at any one time. And the TV direction this year hasn't been the best. I think we've missed a lot of action. So like we can... Oh, Russell's in the pits. Russell is in the pits. Yeah, they've found a gap for him. He's ahead of Mick Schumacher. Okay. They've pitted George. Verstappen's pitted as well, same lap. Where's Max going to come out though? Is he going to come out ahead of Mick? Has he got that big of enough of a gap? So George has come out in front of Alonso. Or has Alonso got ahead of him? No, Russell's just held on to the position. And Max came out ahead of Mick, so it's a real short pit box here. I knew it wasn't as long as last week, but... Yeah, Albon's done really well. It wouldn't surprise me if they've chucked Albon on the hards. But Sainz and Leclerc, so they're doing... it'd be interesting to see what their lap times are now. Hamilton's got some fresh air as well. Wouldn't surprise me if Lewis goes hammer time. I'll tell you what, there's still the opportunity of rain. There's still that spanner in the works. So... Oh, wow. They went side by side, George and Fernando. Oh. Say what? Well, reload it. It's about time Mercedes made a good stop. Earlier on... First half of the season, they were 4 seconds every single time, losing so much time. Oh wow, Max, purple in the second and third sector. So Sainz, oh okay, so I just missed that. So Sainz has pitted. He's behind Ocon. So yeah, look, the mediums are not lasting long. The mediums aren't lasting long whatsoever. So let's see what lap time George does on his softs. What has he done? I think it's just a... yeah, but... It's really strange that the mediums have not lasted that much longer than the softs. Norris came in and pitted before George did. Oh, Leclerc's just done a 23.7. That was a good lap. Oh no, the front right of George, man. So George has just done a 23.2 and Max did a 23 dead last lap. So Those mediums now are a second quicker. Those fresh mediums with the fuel burnt off is a second quicker than the softswear, or the old mediums are. So Hamilton's just done a 25.2. He needs to pit. Lewis needs to pit. Yeah, the crashes, man. Oh, that's got to hurt Perez. Perez has come out right behind Bottas and Mick Schumacher. He's come out right in between. Oh, that's got to hurt. That's not a good gap. But then again, they're probably expecting them to pit early. Nathan, I think it's way too early to tell. Way too early to tell. No, Latifi isn't out. Latifi is... When it says out, it means he's coming out of the pits. It's just on his out lap. Yeah, honestly, this is just up in the air, this race at the moment. This is a two-stop, 100%. There's no way they're all on mediums, so no one's gone to the hard tyre. So it's going to be a two-stop. There's also the possibility of rain still later on in the race, so long way to go. So Hamilton's come out in a nice position, and on TV he's pitting now. He's come out exactly where he wanted to. Fresh air, and he'll close up behind. He's lost the position to Max, because Max went really quick. But yeah. Hamilton's in lap was a 27.3. It's hurtful. It's hurtful. Driver of the day so far. It's difficult to say. It's difficult to say. I think... Oh, has there been... Why's my track map stopped? Has there been a safety car or something? My track map's just stopped. Is there a crash? Is there... Or is it just this? No, there we go. My track map just crashed, so... Yeah, so Max has been able to get ahead of Lewis because of Lewis staying out too long on the mediums. His in-lap was a 1:27 and Max was doing a 1:23. Or he's in the 1:23s. So, yeah, Lewis stayed out too long, which is why he's been jumped. But he's got some free air. Perez has got ahead of... well, come on. Who pitted? One of the guys he was stuck behind pitted. So, he's just got past Mick Schumacher as well. If there's a red flag, she's definitely making an appearance. And the cat as well. We've got a cat. So I'm watching Sky F1. I've got it on Now TV in the UK. There are certain websites that you can probably watch it online. I would say just type in F1 online, watch F1 online, and then something after that, and they'll probably come up with a link somewhere, but I don't want to get in trouble. Never say never, David. We're not even halfway through this race yet. So, back to normality now. Everyone's pretty much made their pit stops. Leclerc's jump signs. Ooh. Good man, Fishing. Good man. Yeah, rain will just throw a spanner in the works, especially for Mercedes, because they can't, we've said it a number of times, they can't get those tyres up to temperature. So, Russell is, I'm going to look it up actually. I'm going to look it up on my phone. So, George is not far behind Carlos. F1 driver standings. Max is like on one, isn't he? But the problem is, with Max going as fast as he is he burning? Is he taking off his tyres? He hasn't got, that car's not set up to be as good round the corners as the Mercedes is. So driver standings. Russell is on 143 points. He's 1 point behind Sainz on 144. He's 20 points behind Sergio in P3. And then he's 27 points behind Charles Leclerc. If Leclerc, God forbid, hopefully he doesn't, if Leclerc had another DNF today and George wins this, he's 2 points behind Charles Leclerc in second place. Wow. Just shows the reliability is an aspect of this sport. Because the Mercedes have only had, they had one DNF. That's all they've had, isn't it? And that's with George crashing out. I don't think Hamilton's had a DNF. So they have been like the kings of reliability again this year. They just haven't had the fastest car or a fast enough car. Oh, Leclerc, 22.9. Last lap. So now we're coming into the interesting part of the race. So it's definitely a two-stopper. Are they going to look after their tyres well enough? So Leclerc's pushing. But how much is George looking after his tyres? Sainz has dropped back a little bit. Leclerc's clearly pushing. He wants track position. Hamilton's kind of like on his own at the moment. So Hamilton might sit here now at this point in the race and go, do you know what? I'm not going to push the tyres. I'm going to look after them. Although saying that, he did just do a fastest first sector with no DRS. Look at that. Oh, Lando. Lando, you... Oh, was that Ricardo? Go on, Ricardo. That's what we like to see. That's the Danny boy that we know. He's pulling away from them as well. That McLaren, he's found some confidence, guys. Danny Rick's found some confidence in that Macca. Yeah, it has fishing. Yeah, it has. It's been a massive learning curve for the FIA as well. Look at this back. Oh. Could watch that all day. Danny Rick, that's what we like to see. Let's fucking go. Yes, boy. Hey, Martin, how's it going, mate? Hope you're enjoying the race. I think a number of teams will be better next year. I think they will. I think as well, like you have to think of sponsorship. Like you think the Haas team. I mean, they've only just brought upgrades. But then again, they're down in 17th and 18th, so they're not doing well this week. It's the right time for Seb to leave. It's the right time. You like people to go out at the top, and unfortunately Seb has kind of been on a bit of a decline the last couple of years. I think in his driving, not just because of him moving to Aston Martin, but I think even at Ferrari, you could just tell his driving was just not up to the same standards it had been in the past. It's like more mistakes, more driver errors, and just getting caught up in situations that old Seb would never get caught up into. So, yeah, it's the right time for him to move on, and we've got an abundance of young talent coming through as well in F2, and give one of them an opportunity to come up with, whether it be someone from another team moving to Aston Martin, and then they've got a position. So I don't think it's age, because look at Hamilton. Hamilton is still one of the best. I just think it's priorities. Like he said himself, he's got 3 kids, he's got 3 young daughters. He's clearly spending more of his efforts and energy into things off track than he is on track. That's not to say that he probably isn't as well, yeah, I just don't think he's as focused anymore. And he's clearly using things elsewhere. Oh God, here come the chatbots. No, go away. There we go. Bloody things, they keep popping up. Not just on my stream, others as well. Yeah, I've removed it. Who do I think moves up? Well, we spoke about this earlier. I think what will happen is, I think Daniel Ricciardo, unless like he makes a real comeback or something, I think he'll move to Aston Martin. They'll bring up one of their American drivers in McLaren, Colton Herta, or Pato O'Ward, because F1 is massive in America now. We've got 3 F1 races next year, and I think that will be those 2 teams sorted. Then I reckon Latifi's going to leave, and we'll probably have, hopefully, Oscar Piastri. I mean, I just want Oscar Piastri to get into a team. He deserves a position in somewhere. He's such a good driver. Plus, I have a claim to fame. I crashed Oscar Piastri out in a F3 race in iRacing. So I have a video that I'm ready to update when he becomes a F1 race winner. Yes, Ricky has a contract, but contracts don't mean anything, do they? They don't mean anything. Oh, Leclerc is under pressure now. Sorry, Russell is under pressure. Now, this is going to be interesting because we haven't seen Russell fight at the front of the grid. We haven't really seen him under proper pressure. So it'd be great to see him now at the front, how he defends. Leclerc's back on him on the track map. Well, contracts don't mean anything. They can be paid out just like football contracts. They can be paid out, bought out of their contracts. There's clauses in there apparently. With Danny Ricks, there's a rumor that he has a clause in his contract that means he can leave early for another team. Don't exactly know what that is, and I think it's quite clear to see that McLaren's next driver will be an American driver. It'll be one of the American Indy duo that they've got on Indy drivers. We're not even halfway through this race. This is crazy. I've wanted to see George at the front for some time because I watched him when he was in F2 and he was so good. So good. And he's not had the opportunity like the others have to have a front running car to show his skill. So at the moment, so let's have a look at the time. So Leclerc's right on Russell. We've got Sainz, who's just under 3 seconds back. Max is 5 seconds back. And then Lewis is 11, 12 seconds back. And then Perez is 19 seconds. So strategy is going to be interesting here. Are Hamilton and Perez now, I assume, will be thinking about tyre life. They'll be thinking about making their tyres go longer and then maybe go on to a fresh set of softs at the end. I reckon that, what's that? But then again, will the mediums go that long? I don't think they will. Not from what we saw earlier on. How much longer are they going to get? Number of laps on screen. It is up there. Interval. 29 laps up here. So lap 29. That's where it says it. It's not quite clear, but... This is getting feisty. Spicy. I don't, Alana. This is my first time I've done this. It's the first time I've done it. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I just haven't got round to doing it. Just other things popping up. But yeah, definitely with how successful it's been. And you guys seem to be enjoying it. So it's nice to see. I think the track map's very visual. And while I can't show the actual footage, it's interesting seeing the... I've never watched... This is new for me as well. I've never watched a race like this before with this amount of data. I feel like I'm watching the track map more and the data more than I am the actual TV direction. So I will stream this all the time, Fishing. Why are you not subbed already? So yeah, I want to do a little bit more in real life F1 content. I'm a big racing fan. Oh, Charles has got him. I didn't even look at the track map. I was looking at the TV. Great move. 70 laps. We're not even halfway through. It's still a lot. It's a very long race, this, because there's so many corners. Vettel is 35, so he's younger than Hamilton. But Hamilton's single with no kids, and Vettel's got a wife and 3 kids. And he's doing other things off track as well, so. Great on the brakes from Leclerc here. Just had that speed. No, I think it's probably Charles's to lose, but... I mean, Leclerc did a 23 there. George did a 25. It'd be interesting to see now if George composes himself and what lap times he can actually do. What's Hamilton doing? Hamilton did a 23.6. Max did a 23.7. So Perez did a 23.7. Charles is trying to break out a gap here. Charles is taking the life out of his tyres. We can tell that just by the lap time. So you have to take that into consideration. Lonzo is 41. He turned 41 the other day, didn't he? Turned 41 the other day. So, I don't know. I think he's going to stay for another year. He hasn't ruled himself out of an Aston Martin move. He wants to be in a front-running car, so he'll go to wherever he thinks is the fastest car, if it's available to him. But he knows he's on borrowed time. That's the thing. Alonso. Yeah, Charles has a tendency to choke, but I think he'll be all right. I think he's got it under control. Oh, Max has said it's drizzling more and more. Oh, look at that weather radar. Oh, we're going to get some rain. We're going to get some rain. there's a long way to go. I feel like this race has been going on forever, and we're only a couple of laps away from being halfway through. I don't have a weather radar available. I don't think this track map has one here. No, it doesn't have a weather radar. It just says kind of, yeah. But I just saw it on the TV screen, and there was quite a large amount of weather reports. Sorry, rain area? Rain? I'm not a weatherman, so. Both, George, both, hopefully. AccuWeather. I'll have a look. I'll have a look at AccuWeather. Hang on. Just have a radar. Let's have a look. Come on, show me the radar. Radar, here we go. So where's the Hungaroring? So that is in... So here we go, guys. This is the weather that I've got here. If we play it from now, this is Budapest here. Green is rain. Could be. It could be. Could be. Latifi was good, but that was because he got out and did a few laps on the wets before anyone else. So he was able to heat them up and get a good lap in before someone else. But it was interesting to see, wasn't it? It was interesting to see Latifi P1. Was it Charles P2 and then Albon P3? You don't often see that. Right. So Max is closing up to Sainz and Russell. Leclerc is quickest at the moment. Other than Lewis. Lewis is the second quickest on track at the moment. 23.7 Lewis just did. Compared to Leclerc's 23.5. 23.5 from Max. I wonder if Lewis has been given the hurry up. Like George is backing up. Oh! What was I saying about Yuki beforehand? All he does is spin or crash. Sorry guys, that's just my opinion. Yellow in the middle sector means that in the middle sector, so you see on the track map, you got the yellow sector here is sector 1, sector 2, and then sector 3. It means that someone has spun or crashed in the in that sector, and you have to slow down, no overtaking. Whoa. I think it's still anyone's race, especially if rain comes into play. I mean, you don't know what they're doing strategy-wise. Leclerc is clearly doing the two-stop because he's pushing. He's pushing hard at the moment. Like a 23.1 he just did. Russell has done a 23.8. I don't know if he's pushing as hard. So he's just had a 24.1. So I think Russell I don't know. Is he looking after the tyres or not? Everyone else is doing like just around 24s. Leclerc is going for it. So he's definitely going for a 2-star. He's trying to build up as much of a gap as he can. Track map does. Oh, yeah, over 280. Thanks, everyone. Anyone who's joined, welcome. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Has everyone enjoyed the race so far? So we're now halfway through the race. Halfway through. What do we think? How is the race panning out for you guys? Who is, type in chat, who do you think is going to win now? Who's going to win? Hey, Zia, there's a go, mate. I think it does show all of them. They're all in there somewhere. Russell, Charles, Perez or Hamilton? Russell. So that's the thing, isn't it? It's just... It's still... I still think it's really up in the air. Hamilton's maintained like that 12 seconds gap. (24.3) again from Hamilton, 24.1 for Max, 23 for Russell. Whereas Leclerc's done a 23.4, so Leclerc is as hammer time for Leclerc. He's trying to build that gap so that he can get into that pit zone. Zhu and Mika are having a bit of a battle, it seems, as well. Is Perez catching Hamilton? There's a 9-second gap between them both. They're doing similar lap times, 24, around the 24 mark. See on the track map there is Perez and Hamilton now, to me, are probably in tyre saving mode. It's extremely slippery because there's rain coming down, Lando. No, so Max is pitted. Max is in the pits. So Max is the first one. He's going to try and do the undercut. Max is going undercut. So the undercut has been powerful, isn't it, recently? Or this season it's been powerful because the tyres just, I don't know, you're able to get those tyres switched on quick enough. You can really make up some time. And he's got plenty of free air. Plenty. Well, it is risky. Yeah, it is risky from Red Bull for Max, but then they've always been risky, haven't they? They've always been they've always made the bold calls. Red Bull. Has he gone on to intermediates? Can we see what driver he's on? Performance. That's live performance. Normally we can see what tyres they're on. Tyre history. So Max has gone on to another set of mediums. So Ocon and Alonso are on the hards. They're going long. They're going to the end. That's why they've dropped back and why Ricciardo overtook him like he did. George is in. Leclerc's in. Max already looked fastest second sector and third sector. Thanks, Kieran. Welcome, mate. Guana. Oh, we've gone worldwide. The stream's gone worldwide. No inters, no, because the track's still dry. It's getting slippery, but it's still dry. I'm definitely going to do more of this. I'll definitely do probably qualifying next time around. We've got a 4-week break now. That's the thing. We've got a 4-week break after this, and then we come back at Spa. There's a few guys from Australia who tune in. So Russell pitted. So Russell, I told you. What did I tell you? The undercut is powerful on these tyres. Max got them switched on. You saw the purple sectors. Max has just undercut Russell, and he's right on the back of Leclerc. There you go. There you go. Watching from China, Martin. Wow. Spa is a great track. I'll be so disappointed if it's removed. 22.7 Max did. Oh my god. He's on Leclerc. He's got past Leclerc. He's got past him. On the track map. He's past Max. He's in the lead. Actual hell. He's just like lit those tyres up. As soon as he's come out. We're about to see it on TV. Mate, if Max wins this race, credit where fucking credit is due. That was loud. That was loud. Sorry if that was a bit loud in your headphones, guys. But thank you for the sub, Tom. Appreciate it, buddy. And for anyone else who has subbed but it hasn't come up on stream, YouTube's a bit weird like that. So thank you, everyone. Oh, that was close. Oh, so hang on. Hang on, though. So is George on the hards as well? Oh, hang on. Right, hang on. So let's go here. Let's have a look. Tyre history. Okay, so that's why he's on absolute fire. So Max is on the mediums, George is on the mediums, and Leclerc's got on the hards. So Leclerc's going to the end. I told you that's why he was pushing those mediums. He was pushing them really hard, doing those low 23s, because he was going to a one-stop. Where's Sainz in this? Sainz is still out, isn't he? But Hamilton's closing on Sainz. Look at the gap between Hamilton and Sainz. So I don't know where to look. This is still up in the air. Ah, that hurts the headphones. I am sorry if that's loud. Whoa, I don't know what we were looking at. Is this Russell? Right, this race, I don't know where to look. Here we go. Oh! Whoa! Don't worry, Max. I've done that plenty of times in iRacing. I feel your pain. Wow, that was bizarre, wasn't it? He's just got on throttle and the rear end's just gone on him. Like the rear's just lost traction. But then that just shows how much of a gap he pulled there. I don't know what the gap was. It'd be interesting to watch this back, my own stream, watch it back and see how far ahead he was, because who's pitting there? Is that Perez? So yeah, because Leclerc is only just back in front of Verstappen, so he really pulled out a gap with that spin. So, right, going back to what I was saying before. So, Lewis is only 4 seconds behind Sainz. Max is still doing low 22s. Russell is managing those tyres, I think, because he's doing high 22s. And Leclerc did a 22.4 on the hards. So, Leclerc needs to push. Well, he's on the hard tyre. So, Sainz and Hamilton are clearly going longer. Clearly. Be interested. I mean, Hamilton, to me, is closing that gap. It's 3.8 seconds now to Sainz. Hamilton has got more grip than Sainz at the moment. This race, what are we, lap 43 or 44? My favourite driver, I've always been a Hamilton fan. I always have been. I've watched him since I was a kid. I'm British, so I do love the British drivers. Norris, Russell. I even like Albon. I've had a love-hate relationship with Alonso. I think he's an amazing driver, but I think his ego gets in the way. Max, I've always, once again, like, he's such a good driver. He's so quick. I much prefer the Max this year than I have done in the past. I think he's been a bit hot-headed as a youngster. This year I don't know, it just seems like he's matured so much this year. Don't attack me, guys. Yeah, there's a few guys on the grid that I'm not a fan of, and I think they should kind of hang their boots up. But most and foremost, I'm not really a fan of any team. I want to see good racing. There's people that you prefer to win, but it's like this now, the excitement, like. Oh, chatbots. Bugger off. Perez 21.9. Look at the free air he's got as well. Hamilton's going. Hamilton's going long, man. And with Sainz. He's under 3 seconds now, Hamilton. Sainz is struggling. Opinions on Leclerc? Amazing, fast driver. Brilliant wheel-to-wheel. Just makes too many mistakes. He takes it over the limit too often, unfortunately. And he has said, I've watched a few of his interviews recently, and he has said, like, look, I don't think it's pressure of fighting a world championship title. I think that's exactly what it is. Chokers, it's a harsh word, but he has been folding under the pressure, definitely. He's taken it over the limit a few times, and he's found the walls, or he's spun it, or whatever. And it is, these guys have been dreaming of winning a world championship, F1 world championship title, since they were kids. So to now be in that position is amazing. Like, it's understandable that they're going to make mistakes, and Max has massively learned from last year. How can you not, in such a heated F1 battle, F1 title fight as well, against someone of Lewis's caliber? Like he said, I knew I had to be on every single race, every single corner. I had to be on it because he was fighting one of the best of all time, and it was always them two, P1 or P2 in qualifying, and then in the race. So it was just, regardless of how heated it got and the way it ended, looking back on it, it was so exciting to watch. Oh, thanks, Tom. Yeah, first time doing this sort of content as well, and I really enjoyed it. So I love most of the time, as much as I love my girlfriend, bouncing strategy and talking about what tyres they're on and how fast some guys are going. Doesn't quite have the same, I don't get quite the same feedback as I do from you guys. She loves F1, but she's not as into it as I am. I was a good driver. Yeah, I mean, they've obviously been massively let down by the reliability and the strategy for some time. I mean, look at Vettel. Vettel was let down by strategy as well. It's been like that for some time. Right, we've got some pit stops. So, Ricciardo, Stroll behind. So, oh, sorry. In all that chatting, Hamilton's got ahead of Sainz because Sainz is now in the pits. Verstappen is closing down on Hamilton. Hamilton's doing 23.7s. Leclerc doing 23.1 on hards. Russell 23.2. What's Anthony Davidson saying? Wow. Yeah. So, Anthony Davidson on Sky F1 has just said about the tyres. Like, if you look at Alonso and Ocon, they're on the hard tyres. They're doing 25s. That's nowhere near quick enough. So Hamilton is obviously going long to be able to get on those medium tyres where he can go hammer and tong at the end. Because only Max in the 22s at the moment. But I think Max has definitely got to pit again. Max has got to pit again. So, reigning 15 laps. So 15 laps will be lap 65 pretty much. Less than 10 laps remaining. Oh, what an end to the race that'll be. Mediums have been effective. Yeah, well, it all depends on the lap time. So Hamilton's just done he's just been held up by Ricciardo. Oh. Let's have a look at this, Ricciardo and Stroll. Yeah, that's Ricciardo's fault there. So going back to it, so Hamilton, he did a 24 last lap though, so he's a second slower than Russell, Leclerc and Verstappen. But he's going long. He's going long. Is he going to go to softs? He might go to softs. I think the pit stops are like 20 seconds. They're not long. Not long at all. Yeah, they might be waiting for the rain. They might be. Max is going to catch him very soon, though, because he's a second a lap. He was 2 seconds quicker that last lap. Be interesting to see them as they cross the line now. So Hamilton just did a 24.5 and Max did a 23.3. So he's a second and a half quicker than Lewis at the moment. So he's going to catch him pretty soon. But then they're now on the same strategy, if you think about it. Because Max has got to pit again. There's no way those mediums are making it to the end of the race. So Hamilton has got to pit. So Max and Lewis, even though Max has done an extra pit stop, they're on the same strategy. I never thought about that. Whereas Leclerc is going to the end. I wonder if Russell can't go to the end on those tyres, surely. Can't. Yeah, Martin Brundle's right. 6 cars are in winning this. 6 cars, because Perez is sitting there quite comfortably at the back. He's just plotting around in free air. Anything can happen. Max is the best. I tell you what, he's been on fire today. He really has been. For a car that probably this is not their strongest track, he really has done well today. Starting down in P10. Russell's on the back of Leclerc. I know I said it before earlier, guys, but it's been real interesting watching the race through the track map and the data here. It's a real interesting way of watching these races unfold. You see so much more. So wish I did this sooner. Like, it's all well and good watching the action here on like the TV, and that's a little bit behind, but it's the TV direction. There's only so much they can follow. A few guys have popped off of track, so they've clearly, what's happened here with the track map? Have they? I think they've got rid of all the lap cars. They're only showing the cars that are on the lead lap. Yeah, only showing the cars that are on the lead lap. But we only care about the front at the moment, anyway. That's where it's interesting. Hey, Leclerc's struggling on those hards. That's what they've seen. That's what Mercedes have seen. Oh, Lewis in the pits. Lewis in the pits. Yeah, so it's on a website called F1. If you type in F1 Live Track Map, it's f1tfeed.net. It's free, and you can find it on there. Individual car, I know, man. Individual car data would be amazing. To be honest, I don't have enough screens. I'm sitting here now, and I'm like, I want to know. I want to see all the tire data, and like here, I can choose head-to-heads, and of course, I'm streaming to you guys, so this is kind of what we want to see. But I feel like I need 2 extra screens to see all the data. So Lewis has, let's have a look, guys. Let's have a look. Tires. Lewis is on the softs. Or are we seeing a masterclass again in tyre strategy from Lewis and Mercedes? Soft tyres. Lewis is on the softs. So the only thing is, though, is that Max has got to pit again. Max will be on much fresher softs. So let's keep an eye out on the timings, guys. Let's have a look at Hamilton's times. He's on the softs, fresh softs. I fully expect to see purples. See, it's Max. I don't think Max is going to stay out again. I don't think Max is going to stay out. We've got 18 laps left. 18 laps. Well, 17, pretty much. 17. Lap 53 we're going on to now. So this track map is actually ahead of the live F1 data, I think. About half a lap ahead. Mad. So Lewis only did a green first sector. What's his second sector? He's coming through it now. 31, so he's slower. Okay, so that, once again, I wonder if that's the tyre temperatures. He can't get those tyre. It takes a couple of laps for those tyres to come in. That's why really he needed to pit then, so that he gets the benefit of those soft tyres coming up to temperature. Otherwise, like, the Red Bull and the Ferraris can turn those tyres on like instantly. Oh, that weather radar. That weather radar does not look good, guys. Does Hamilton have a chance of winning? I don't know. It's Verstappen's to lose, I think. Things I don't know. For the first time in a long time, I really don't know. Because is Max going to go to the end on those mediums? I don't think he can. Good overtake by George. I think George is definitely going to the end on those mediums. Max's tyres are what? 5 laps? I think they're 5 laps older than Russell's. And he's been going hammer and tong on those. So Lewis just did a 22.5. So it's only 2 tenths quicker than Max's. Sainz is overtaking Leclerc. Sainz is past. Leclerc's in the pits. So they've had to get Leclerc off those hards. Ooh. Ooh, that's got to hurt Leclerc. It's got to hurt him because that's once again a balls up on strategy. Ferrari. Oh, 21.6 for Lewis. It's hammer time. I always love Silverstone, Deborah. Silverstone's always been favourite of mine. So there we go. So it's 19.7 seconds average time lost in the pits. They are indeed, Martin. They are indeed. Martin Brundle said the headline stories are going to be about Ferrari. Interesting to see. I mean, it looks like Russell's closed the gap on Max here this lap. Keep an eye out on the. So Max did a 23. Okay, so Max did a 23 dead and Jules did a 23.3. So okay, it looked like on the track map he was closing down. Lewis is definitely closing down. 21.8 there. 1.2 seconds faster. Are the medium tyres falling off? Max has got a pit. He's got to, isn't he? I don't think they're going to. I think they're just going to keep going. Because they're giving away track position. The thing they're going to... I don't think Russell or Sainz are going to catch him. Unless his tyres fall off a cliff, I don't think he's going to catch him. I think Hamilton is the one to watch out for now. Mate, he was half a second quicker. He was 7 tenths quicker than Max through that second sector on that lap. But look at this. So he's 3 tenths slower in the first sector. Well, no, actually, no, he was quicker. He was quicker. A 21.5. Another 1.5 seconds taken out. No, Max will go on to softs. He'll go on to softs. Unless they haven't got any softs left. But then if he pits, so what's the gap now between Hamilton? It says 16 seconds between Max and Lewis. He'll lose track position. He'll lose it. He'll come out behind Lewis and give up first place. He's holding out to the end. He's going to hold out. You would. I would. Why are you going to come in and pit? Yeah, use softs. But it's whether or not if he has any fresh softs. He might have a used set of softs to go onto. He's already done the 2 tyres, 2 compounds. So he'll that's okay. Sainz is on the softs. So Sainz is on the softs and he's only doing 22.6s. 21.3! Oh! Max just did a 22.8, his fastest lap in like 5 laps. And Lewis just did 1 point. Hamilton tastes blood. Yeah, Max is going to extend his championship lead again. I mean, Max, of course, he wants to win, but ultimately, the main goal is the championship. So, no, he might just fall a bit short. He might. It depends how long those soft tyres are going to last for as well. With Lewis going this quick, are they going to last that long? Ferrari needs some. Ferrari. The problem is with Ferrari is that they change personnel quite a bit, but there's clearly something fundamentally wrong at Ferrari. But they just keep making the same changes, the same mistakes. Sorry, so lap 66. 21.9 there, so not that fast a time, but he's still like a second faster than Max there. We'll see. 400 viewers. Big thank you everyone for tuning in. I'll do that obligatory if you can hit the like and subscribe button. Much appreciated. I will be doing more of these moving forward. If anyone is new to the channel, I do sim racing content in VR, F1 22, iRacing, and I'm just an F1 lover. I love it. As you could probably tell from this watch along. I'm not sure if the rain's going to come in now, Neo. They haven't mentioned anything about it. I mean, I haven't got a weather radar up, but I think it's going to stay off. I think it is a double podium. Oh! Saying that about the rain, I just saw the camera at T2 there. Did you see the rain? I actually hope not. I don't want there to be rain now. I want it to stay dry because this is turning out to be a grandstand finish. Oh, mate, that Mercedes looked unroused, isn't it? It's 21.8 last time around. Verstappen, 23s. I think unless Verstappen's, I think Max has got this. Max has got this. So unless Max's tyres fall off a cliff, and he starts doing like 24s, I think Max has got this quite comfortably. Yeah, Binotto doesn't really come across as a leader, does he? There's just something about him. I don't know. Do you know what Binotto reminds me of now? Anyone who's into their English football? He reminds me of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when he was at Manchester United. He's the nice guy. He's the guy that he's everyone's mate. He's not really a boss. He's not really a leader. And I think that's the type of guy he is. Hey, Zeta, watching from Japan. Welcome, buddy. What time is it in Japan? How far ahead are you? Must be, what, 12 o'clock? Something like that, maybe? So... no bollocks, yeah. I mean, maybe he's an absolute hard ass behind the scenes, but hasn't he? Because hasn't Binotto been at Ferrari for like 20 years? Like he's been there for donkey's years. Lewis 12 seconds behind Max. He's got to get past Sainz first, though. Like that's not to say Sainz might have been looking after his tyres, preparing for Lewis to get on him. I can't believe half the field have been lapped, you know. Luki Tsunoda's been lapped twice. I'm surprised they haven't retired the car. Mate, disappointing race from Alonso and Ocon, really. They fucked up on strategy, the Alpines. Norris has just been plotting around on his own. Look at Norris on the track map. He's just... What a lonely race for Norris. No one to pit. We thought Max might pit. We thought he might, but he's got such a gap over Russell that he's going to stay out. But it could mean that his tyres really fall off at the end because they're a lot older than Russell's. But... Oh, I think Gunther Steiner would be a great addition to Ferrari. He would whip that team into shape in no time. Watching from Dubai. Welcome, Dwight. Good to see you, mate. Daniel Ricciardo got a 5-second penalty, Belly. Unfortunately, he locked up when Stroll was trying to overtake him on the outside of T2. And, caught his rear tyre and spun him. So, yeah. His mistake. Lewis is on him. Lewis is on signs here. He's going to get him into T1, surely. First time here, Mohammed? Yeah, Stuffy. So it's basically my first initial and my last name. So it's got a quite nice ring to it. Stuffy. Rolls off the tongue nice and well. So Leclerc is P6 FE because he went onto the hards and they were just not quick enough. So Ferrari ballsed up on strategy again. And he had to come in and pit onto the softs because he was just going to be a sitting duck. So yeah, they've thrown it away. Hamilton fastest first sector with DRS open past signs. Hamilton's going to overtake signs at Russell. Here we go. Seeing it on TV now. Easy DRS pass. Signs try to come back at him? No. So you know what? I'm not saying anything because the race is... There's still plenty of time for the race to finish. Something may happen. But saying that, if Lewis didn't have his DRS issue in qualifying, he had the potential to win this race today. He still may. He still may. If stranger things have happened. But he's clearly had fast enough car today. Yeah, definitely. I think it's double podiums back now. Here comes Stroll. What does Stroll do? Don't know about you guys. If you're watching it, I don't know where. See the camera footage wherever you are in the world. It looks a bit grey, doesn't it? Are we gonna get the heavens open in the last couple of laps? The back markers, I'm not entirely sure, Tom, but on my track map, it's removed the back markers. If I say none, what happens to it? Yeah, I don't really know why. It seems to have removed anyone who's been lapped. So, it's my first time using this track map, so I'll have to have a try and play around next time around. But oh, it looks like Stroll and Vettel are fighting out on the track map. So they're fighting on TV. Is Hamilton going to get past Russell? Ooh, don't think so. I don't think they're going to make it easy. I think they're going to let him fight it out. I think they realistically know that he's not going to catch. Oh, Hamilton's got past him. Hamilton's got past him. Yeah. He's got past him, so Max is still doing 23s. To be honest, that's quick enough. He really needed to go up into the high 23s for Lewis to catch him, so George, it's James. What brand of tyre do they use? Pirelli's. Pirelli's been in F1 since 2011. In the constructors, they do. Oh, nice and smooth from Lewis there. He's just got the grip compared to George. The constructors title they do, but not in a Max. Who saw Max winning this race? I'll tell you now, I didn't. I definitely didn't see him. I said top 5. So a couple of you guys said podium at the start of the race, but yeah, this has been some drive by Max. Rain in the next 2 laps, Martin Brundle just said. It's going to get spicy. Yeah, Max is definitely staying on then to the end because his lap times are quick enough. Look, he just did a 22.6. Tyres are absolutely fine. I thought they would have fallen off some more, but he's done really well to manage them. And then he's going to... I mean, you're not going to give up track position because he'd come out behind Sainz. So... yeah, he's done. It's a phenomenal drive by Max and a phenomenal strategy by Red Bull as well. They did the the undercut was so quick. Like he made up the first undercut he did. He made up 3 seconds on Hamilton, and then the second undercut he did the same again in like 2 laps. He made up like 6 seconds. It's mad. Red Bull just turns those tires on so quickly. Yeah, I think I'm not sure there's going to be enough rain, unless the heavens open. But 2010 was the last year. Neo, I think it was Michelin and Bridgestone. They pulled out, and they went to the one tire manufacturer. Ferrari track pizza. Yeah, they've effed up again. Yeah, will it be Sochi again? I'm not sure. Lewis he got caught up. Lewis got caught up behind Sainz and Russell too much. So 70 laps total. There's 2.5 laps left to go. So on the track map, you can see Max coming around the last corner. He's got 1 lap left, 2 laps after this. Oh, sorry, 3 laps. Lap 68 they'll be going on to. So forget to count the lap, but they're on. Pineapple in the pizza, lol. Over 500 viewers. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. Hit that like button because it pushes the stream. It's by far the most viewers I've ever had in a stream. Hit that subscribe button as well. I will be doing more of these in the future. We do have a 4-week break now, don't we? Until Spa. But yeah, definitely, I'll definitely be doing more of these. You seem to enjoy them, so I've enjoyed it as well. So thanks, guys. Oh, the old hold the fist out. It's the best way to tell if there's rain coming. But let's have a look at the time. So is anyone close together here? So track map seems to have removed. Oh, Bottas is retired. What's happening with Bottas? No power. Virtual safety car. Is this race going to end under virtual safety car? Oh, that'd be disappointing. Man, Ocon and Alonso, man, they've been lapped. What a poor race. They have fucked up on strategy massively. Yeah, it was Leclerc's to lose, I think, once he overtook once he overtook Russell. He should have gone onto the mediums, but he went onto the hards. And the hards just were not quick enough. Couldn't get them switched on. Madness. That's the thing this year. The tyres in previous years where you would expect them to perform how they should, they just haven't. So you can definitely tell the track has evolved and how things have just changed because throughout the race. Because early on, thank you guys for subbing. Thanks, Fadge. Was it Max? No, Norris. Norris pitted really early on the medium. So with a full tank of fuel, maybe the track wasn't rubbing in as much. Oh no, Leclerc complaining about if his car's okay. Not again. Right at the end of the race. Ferrari and their reliability. Oh my God. The track map. So if you go to f1tfeed.net, if you search F1 live track map, it will come up and you can grab it up there. Thanks, Marlin. Thanks, Lazy. Thanks for sub. I'm not sure if those alert sounds are coming through. I've got them. I think they're all linked to Julius. All the subs are flying in. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. This is ending on the virtual safety car, guys. What a shame. It's been a great race, though. Oh, it's ending. So we're getting one last lap under full speed. So Norris has had a real car. He's run this whole race on his own. I am so lonely. Where's Massey when you need him? Subs flying in. Thank you, guys. Dale, thank you for the sub. Quim, thank you. Anyone else who has subbed and it doesn't show up on alerts because YouTube is funny like that. Thank you, guys. Oh, here comes Jonas with the conspiracy theories. Thanks, Marlon. Appreciate it, buddy. I've enjoyed today. I really enjoyed it. My absolute pleasure, guys. And thank you to everyone who has dropped by. He's coming around the last corner now on the track map. What a drive. Credit where fucking credit is due, guys. I did not see Max winning this race from P10. None whatsoever. Even Hamilton coming second. I did not see Hamilton in P7. I thought they'd get stuck because it's such a hard track to overtake. But strategy played an absolute big part in this race. And it was... Didn't know who was going to win this race for so long. Ferrari, once again, though, dropping the ball, I think. Dropping the ball with Leclerc. I think it was his to win. If they went on the mediums, they would have won it. They would have won it. Double podium again for Merck. Credit where credit is due, guys. Max, Red Bull, well done. Well done. Shame that Russell couldn't win it. But Hamilton, double podium again for Hamilton and Russell. Sainz fourth, Leclerc sixth. Oh, mate, Leclerc has lost more points to Verstappen in the championship. Jesus. Absolute crazy, guys. Subs flying in. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. Mercedes F1 fan. It was a good race. Raja, Amos, Gadge, thank you for the subs, guys. And as I said, anyone else who hasn't popped up on stream, really enjoyed that. those medium tyres as well, man. Those medium tyres, I can't believe they lasted so long. But yeah, as we were saying, those medium tyres, when the track was rubbered in, when you're on lighter fuel loads, shows the track evolved and how the race evolves. They were not dying as quick as they were early on in the race. But let's have a look at the results then. So we got Verstappen first, Hamilton second, Russell third, Sainz fourth, Perez fifth, Leclerc, Norris. Norris has done really well there. A comfortable P7 behind the big three teams. Alonso 8th and Ocon 9th. They've dropped the ball there. Dropped the ball, really, if you ask me, on their strategy. They tried to go long on the hard tyres and just didn't work. Vettel 10th. Not bad. Nice to see him beat Stroll. Always like to see Vettel beat Stroll. Especially after Stroll parted on the Apex last time around. Gasly, not bad from the back of the grid. P12. Zhu, Mick, Rick, Danny got really fucked over there, didn't he? He's another one who went onto the hard tyres. So, he got fucked over there. And the penalty. So, but yeah, no, thanks guys. Thanks for dropping by. In 4 weeks' time, we have Spa. That's going to be interesting. Possibly the last time we see Spa for a little while. Because apparently it's not on the provisional calendar for next year. Which is a real shame. But yeah, thanks, Marlin. Well, look, I've hit a massive PB today with the amount of viewers. Much appreciated. First time we did this. Glad you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was so interesting watching a race through the data and the track map. It was almost, this was primarily what I was watching compared to the TV coverage. So, love it. And it's nice to have a bounce back with you guys as well, with like-minded F1 fans. So, Hungaroring, man. Just always throws up good races, doesn't it? The race has just finished, Lewis. Yes, Max finished first. Brilliant result for him. Who would have thought he'd extend his championship lead by that much as well? Ferrari bottling the strategy again. How did they not see the tyre data? Because Alonso and Ocon went to hard tyres early. How did they not see that? And see that they just were not putting in the lap times? I mean, I wasn't really focusing on it, but man, I'm sure some people out there noticed that they weren't doing that. So yeah, let's have a look, guys, at the F1 schedule. So we have got now, so let's have a look at Sky F1. Sky F1 schedule. This is where I always go to see what's coming up next. So we have a 4-week break and we go to Belgium, Spa, Zandvoort, the Netherlands, Italy, Monza, Singapore, back at Suzuka, love that track. United States, Mexico, Brazil, Abu Dhabi. So we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 races left. 9 races, guys. So yeah, 4 weeks. 4 weeks is long. 4 weeks is very long. But we can see there. Oh, full screen. There's the results. 2 stops. Leclerc had 3 stops. That's what done him in. That's what effed him over. It's a shame, innit, to be Ferrari at the moment. They need a massive overhaul, man. Lewis Hamilton, great race as well. As I said, Binotto is like an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer of when he was at Ferrari, when he was at Manchester United. He's a nice guy. I don't think he's a leader. No, the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix was at the start of the season, fishing. It was the second race of the year. That was the one where we had the... might not even go ahead because there was a missile strike, wasn't there, on an oil depot. Not too far away from the track. What? Why is my screen weird? Oh, yeah, it's because I did that, so hang on. We'll do that again. But, yeah, who knows what's going to happen. I think Max has won it now, to me. It's Max's to lose 100%. He had one hand on the trophy beforehand. Now he's got 2 fingers on it. 1 hand and 2 fingers. It's nearly full gripping that trophy. So Perez, there's some rumours flying around with Perez that I've seen. Now, this will be interesting to see. So, Spa, guys. Spa, there's been some talk, hasn't there, about this flexi floor. And that it's going to be introduced in Spa. So they're going to have 4 weeks to sort out their flexi floor, basically, because it's against safety regulations. And it allows them to run their cars lower, Ferrari and Red Bull. Now, there's a rumour going around that, 1, Perez hasn't got the same upgrades as Max. And 2, they've incorporated the flexi floor change that the FIA have told them to into Perez's car. Just a rumour, hasn't been confirmed, and that might be why his pace has dropped off recently. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. And Mercedes haven't run this flexi floor. That's why they raised it. That's why they raised the query. So Mercedes have improved their car, but also they reckon the reason Perez has come back towards them is because of that change. They've had to alter the flexi floor. Just a rumour, but Spa will be interesting. The next few races are going to be interesting. But 1 hand and 4 fingers, yeah, and half a thumb. I think so, yeah. He's so close to winning it now, isn't he? He's dropped so many points there, Leclerc. You just have to sit there and go, yeah, okay. On one hand, I've fucked up. I've cost myself 35 points. On the other hand, Ferrari, what you did. So, without getting too technical on it, my understanding of the flexi floor is that there's a wooden plank that runs under the car. There is a regulation that floor is supposed to be a certain stiffness so that it stops, like for safety reasons. I can't remember what those safety reasons are, but it's supposed to be a certain stiffness so that the car runs. That's it. I think it's so that the car runs a minimum height off the track, so that it stops the car kind of digging in and like flipping. Red Bull and Ferrari found a loophole in essence, and they work with the new design, and they've allowed the floor, that plank, to flex more than it should. So when it's got the downforce, it runs lower to the floor. Now the cars perform best when they're running at their lowest. So Mercedes have appealed this, and apparently FIA have come out and said, no, you're correct. This is a massive breach in health and safety. And but they've allowed them a certain amount of time to fix it, because they're like, okay, well, you can't just alter it now. You can alter it over the next few races or whatever, incorporate it, apparently, for Spa. But the rumour is that they've already incorporated it into Perez's car, and that there'll be a decrease in performance, and that's why the rumour is that Perez hasn't been up the front of the pack as much as Verstappen recently. That's the rumour. It's not confirmed. That's what's doing the rounds on Twitter and online. So, but they're always going to prioritise Max. Of course they are. He's their golden boy. So everyone feels bad for Leclerc. I mean, yeah, someone, as I said, he's had his own mistakes and his own faults, but it's Ferrari, man. They need to do some real soul searching. I said it before, if I was a CEO of Ferrari, I would be tearing that place up. I would be the angriest person, going, what the fuck are you doing? You're making us look like a laughing stock. There's going to be I'm going to look on Twitter now, actually. Let's have a look on Twitter now and see if there's any memes. There's got to be some memes, haven't there? What the fuck are you doing, Ferrari? Let's have a look. They're just becoming a meme thing, aren't they? I am inevitable. Jeremy Clarkson, as abuse is no longer allowed when we speak about F1, I'm forced to say Ferrari's strategists are brilliant. Ferrari have had that exactly that. Ferrari have handed they've handed Red Bull this title and Max's title. Like, Max doesn't even have to try. And they're just handing it to him, aren't they? Trying to work out why Ferrari put Leclerc on those hard tyres. Ferrari fans crying session at mine tonight, 8 p.m. Be plenty of those. Are we the farmers? Oh, you just, man. So, Lace, what happened with Ferrari? What happened? Dear, oh dear. So, Leclerc got into P1. He overtook Russell. And then he was pushing the medium tyres. And you were going, okay, well, they're definitely going for a two-stop. Have to. He's building that gap. And what happened is they pitted him onto hard tyres. Max went to medium tyres, so did George, and they both overtook him. He couldn't get temperature into the tyres, was really slow. But what makes it even worse is that they had the data of Alonso and Ocon both went to hard tyres. I'm pretty sure this was the case. Let's see, actually, before I'm going to fact check myself. I think we can see this. So, can we see when they pitted? So, oh Jesus, why is it doing that? So he pitted 3 times. Does it say when he pitted? They went 48 laps, 46 and 48 laps on their hard tyres. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to see if we can see a bit more detail here. Oh yes, we can. Hang on. Hard tyres, he did 15 laps on them. So he did 21 and 18 laps. So what's that, guys? Oh, my maths right now. It's what, 30, lap 38, something like that? Yeah, there you go. So they pitted to lap 21 and... Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they had the data, though. I'm pretty sure they had the data of... Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had the data. Oh. That... Of Alonso and Ocon on hard tyres. Yeah, they would have done. Yeah, because they started on softs, hards, then they went mediums, then they went to hards, and Leclerc was on mediums. So they would have had the data of Alonso and Ocon on hard tyres, seeing that they were doing high 24s, 25s. They were so slow, which is why they dropped back. And yet they put him on hards. Like, what? What are you doing? So that's basically what happened. And then he finished. Yeah, he finished down in P6 because he got overtaken by Russell and he was losing so much time. I think they just thought we have to pit you onto softs. And Leclerc was just struggling with them. But look, Norris and the Alpines both went to hards, and I think they both made the Alpines definitely made a mistake. Even McLaren, I think they made a mistake there. Maybe they didn't have another set of mediums. I don't know the tyre allocation, but yeah, it was Leclerc's to lose again. Leclerc's to lose, if you ask me. He was running so quick. He had the pace much quicker than Sainz. So. But Leclerc shouldn't have to run his own strategy. That's the thing. So they should have their strategy set up, which they do. They have X amount of plans. If it's Ferrari's case, they have all the way up to plan E or plan F. And they should have, like, Leclerc then gives them feedback. it shouldn't be necessarily down to the driver in the car to make that decision. His sole focus is to drive. But just rubbing it in now, Marlon. Yeah, you go back to your pool, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Throwing his, but yeah, Ross Brawn ain't gonna come back down. But it's yeah, they're becoming a laughing stock. Look, our expectations for you were low, but holy fuck. And the thing is, this is a new era of F1 as well. It's a new era of new fans coming over from Drive to Survive and social media and things like that. And they're being made into a laughing stock. And this is a team that has got so much history in F1. They have, on average, data suggests they've got the fastest car this year. They did that a few years ago with Mercedes, wasn't it? When Vettel had the fastest car. Okay. Excluding a bit of a dodgy fuel intake, I think it was. But they had the fastest car and they still couldn't beat Mercedes because of their strategy. And Vettel made some questionable decisions, didn't he? By driving into Lewis on the in Baku, I think it was that year. Bonotto's a bit weird. He likes to eye his drivers. Thanks for the donation, buddy, as well. I think that should come through at some point. But yeah, it's watching the Ferrari strategy team every weekend. Get ready, everyone. He's about to do something stupid. No one in the history of mankind has failed at their job as much as Ferrari strategists and still kept it. Got a point. Oh, really? See, I should have kept... I closed down my stream. But it says here, on the hards, they questioned Charles Leclerc in the room. Verstappen, Russell and Hamilton gave their thoughts on Ferrari strategy calls. Leclerc will now fully realise why, for all those years at Ferrari, Vettel used to do his own strategy calls or question them from the cockpit so often. That's every Ferrari fan right now. That is every Ferrari fan. I think the Ferrari is the best looking car. It's the quickest. They've got two very talented drivers. And then yeah, that happens. So it's let's see what's trending for Charles. Matt Gallagher from WTF1. He's a big Charles fan. He better be allowed to say whatever he wants after the race. It's the least he deserves. Yeah. Max. He was quite quick on the mediums in regards to Charles. Yeah, really good on the last stint on the hards. He was nowhere. Yeah, really good on the last stint on the hards. He was nowhere. Yes, how can you look at the times he was setting and how can you look at the data that was available to you? Like, I don't... Surely you can see, okay, well, who's gone onto the hards first? Oh, okay, the Alpines. Okay, they're not quite as quick as us, but they're clearly doing X amount of seconds slower per lap than they were on the mediums before. And you're racing against the four other cars. You're racing against the two Mercedes and the Red Bulls. You need to look at them as well and go, okay, well, what are they going on to? They go, okay, they're standing on the mediums. Well, we've got the lead here. We've got track position. We're at a track that is quite difficult to overtake on. Yeah, let's stay on like for like. No. Deary me, I'm looking forward to listening to the podcasts about this. So, oh, well, yeah, that was fun, guys, wasn't it? That was really good, really interesting, really interesting. Oh, hang on, I pressed the wrong screen. I pressed the wrong screen. Oh, well, yeah. Really enjoyed that, guys. Thank you very much to everyone who stopped by. Why is that? Let's change that to black. But I think some heads will... We've got 4 weeks now until the next race at Spa. I think there's going to be... Will heads roll at Ferrari? I don't know. But I'd love to be on a fly. I'd love to be a fly on the wall. I'd really love to be a fly on the wall for their briefings, their race reviews moving forward, and what they're going to change. Something needs to change personnel-wise. They're not reading the data correctly, are they? Something. But yeah, thanks, Tom. See you at Spa. I will be streaming in between then. I will be doing, as always, sim racing content, all kind of really based around F1. I'm about to start on F1 22 my career mode as well. Finally got it working in VR, so I'm going to do that as well. But yeah, we'll try and do some stuff for. You've put that in. Is that Spanish? Oh, I need to translate that. Hang on a second, Alan. Don't know why my oh, there we go. Don't know why the sound's not coming up but thank you for the $5 there. Ferrari sees Alonso and Ocon turning 2 seconds above and thinking top and better with 2 stops. Yeah. It's just backwards thinking. It's absolute backwards thinking. But thank you for the $5 there. And yeah, we'll see you in 4 weeks' time, guys. Have a lovely rest of your Sunday afternoon. And yeah, catch you all again soon. Bye.